Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now, today under popular demand, we're gonna do Aizen versus Genryusai. Now I know a lot of people out there would speculate and think that, well, Genryusai would murder him because, oh, I don't know, he can go Bankai, he can do this and this and that and stuff. Now, let me break it down to all you guys out there who would think so. Now, does anybody remember during the early days of Bleach and whatnot, when Aizen was plotting and planning and whatnot? Now the thing is, it's like he's a stupid intelligent and whatnot, a master tactician and whatnot, master manipulator. So it's like, I wouldn't say Genryusai wouldn't get the drop on him or anything, because like I said in my previous videos, you know, Genryusai, he's also smart. He has his intelligence and whatnot. But before I get to him, now we're gonna talk about like his Shikai. Now the thing is, he's able to like put people in like hypnosis and whatnot, and all of their senses is out of control. It's like, you know, they would think that something is dead, but in reality the other thing is alive. Now the perfect explanation of this is when he was fighting all the captains. When he basically like fought all the captains and whatnot, you had Gaia was there, Ichigo. Poor Ichigo was watching because Aizen told him, he was like, oh, I didn't put you under this effect. He didn't tell him, but he was demonstrating. He was like, well, listen, I'm not going to put you under my hypnosis, but I'm going to show you my true power, or how I take all of them out and whatnot. So it was so sick. It was so sick. He had poor little Hisugaya in the mood and stuff. He said, oh yeah, so you know what happened to Momo, right? How she I did this and that to her and whatnot. Then after for a while too, they all thought that, okay, Hitsugaya stabbed him, and they was trying to think that, okay, maybe he didn't use the ability. Now the thing is, Aizen, you know, he's not gonna go into battle without no form of strategy and no form of a backup, a third backup, a fourth, fifth. You know, he is not gonna go down that way, because he's gonna have a plan. So obviously he came in there and whatnot, and he was like, oh well, you know, you see, you think that I'm not using my abilities, but I am. So when freaking Hitsugaya stabbed her, and he thought it was him, and he was like, wait, what? He said, see, my power goes beyond that. Not only do all of y'all senses is all messed up, but I can also control the perception of which I think, which is sick. So he was like, no. He said, after for a while, he started taking them out. They said, wait, what? How did she get up? And it's like she was still injured from battle against the Iran cards and the Espadas. Yeah, against the Espadas and stuff. They was like, wait, how is that possible? Next thing you know, they got sliced down. Aizen came along, sliced the I like to call him the bear, even though he's like the fox, but well, he looks like a fox, but you know, he sliced his ass down and whatnot. Freaking who else he copped down? Oh, and then he copped down poor Hitsugaya, and then the rest of them followed too. Even that poor even this chick, for when she was like, oh yeah, you know, from the special stealth division, and he said it best. He said, listen, you stabbed me with this, but all I have to do is override it with my own reishi, with my own power, and I can get rid of it and stuff. He said only way that'll work is if somebody with low spiritual pressure. Even people with like low spiritual pressure would be able to fall for that. Me, I ain't falling for shit. So I was like, yo, freaking Aizen, and he tore them all down. Because even Ichigo, he was like watching. He said, yo, what are y'all doing? You like this is wrong and stuff. He was shaking his shit, holding the sword, couldn't do nothing. And after fall, he told Ichigo, he said, listen, you ain't man enough to take me down. You see all these suckers? They ain't doing shit. And after for a while, it was like, come on. And then he walked out as a bad motherfucker. Because he walked out, and it was like, what else can they do? And then when the big fight, now going over to Genryusai. Now, sure, Genryusai, you know, he has his flames. You know, he has all of this. He has all this and whatnot. Now, even when he threw, like when they first encountered Aizen and he threw up the flames and stuff, Aizen, you know, he waited for a bit, and that was like for like a while, you know, for the flames to actually like, you know, go out and stuff. Now, when they faced each other, and he was like, because Aizen knew even with the Hogyoku, he still wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't say even with the Hogyoku, like he would have faced like Genryusai and it would have been like, oh, a one done deal. I wouldn't say that, because if Ichigo used like his Migetsu and he basically did use like the final Getsu Tensho, and then he had his ass burning and whatnot, he was cooking and stuff, but it didn't really kill him. Now, I wouldn't say if Genryusai was to go into like his Bunkai and he stabs him and whatnot, he burn out of existence, like he uses that and it would work. It could work, but then again, the Hogyoku kind of like made Aizen somewhat immortal and like impervious to like damage and stuff. So I wouldn't say it wouldn't work. I wouldn't say that, because Genryusai, that man was still crazy powerful and whatnot. And if he didn't have the Hogyoku, now let's just say when Ichigo fought Aizen, and let's just say he didn't have the Hogyoku, he would have died. He would have died, and there would have been nothing for him to recover from. So if you say those two was to fight and whatnot, like, oh yeah, let me break it all down to you. If you have Genryusai versus Aizen before he merged with the Hogyoku and became somewhat immortal, I'll tell you this: Aizen wouldn't die. He'll put up a hell of a fight, but I would say like his plot, like his planning and his fight against Genryusai, it would be tough. Because again, he's not stupid. He is not stupid. So I say his best way of trying to he will be doing more evading, trying to manipulate like his senses and whatnot and his perspective of things. He'd be trying to do that and trying to figure a way of either sealing his power and whatnot. Because when Wonder Ways came along and he said, oh wait, what's going on? He said, oh yeah, he has all of your power. I ain't stupid, I know what you're capable of. So he automatically had his power sealed and whatnot. You can say he was also responsible for Genryusai losing his arm. You could say that, like, he's, because when his arm cracked and he did like one of like the forbidden hados, and then his arm like started to like crack and it was scorching and burning and stuff, but it didn't do anything. He just blew, like it made like a huge explosion. Aizen was like, oh man. Now at that moment, I say Aizen was caught off guard. He was caught off guard compared to when he was fighting against the other captains, and he was just playing it off like, oh, okay, you think that you got me, you think that you got me, but you don't got nothing. Like, y'all all under my hypnosis. So if y'all think that, oh, y'all got this, y'all don't got nothing and whatnot. I just made y'all think this. So it's like I said, I think like the pre-fight between those two, I think Genryusai would win. He would win, because if he didn't have the Hogyoku, he would win. Now, there's a difference between that Aizen and the Aizen who had the Hogyoku, got defeated, and had the Hogyoku taken out of him. Now, even though the Hogyoku did somewhat kind of like made his body immortal and whatnot, he did become a lot stronger. He did get a little bit more stronger, where when he was restrained to the chairs, he was still moving around and doing stuff, and his spiritual pressure is through the roof. It's through the roof how this man mastered like all forms of fighting strategy, and it makes you wonder why he never had a Bunkai. I would like to say, even though the creator probably didn't decide to throw in Bunkai for him or give it to him, but if you imagine if he had Bunkai, this man would be I don't know, like I don't know, like he'd be all over the place if he had Bunkai. I mean, even though he probably does or he doesn't, but we don't know, because he didn't throw that in there. But again, if you think about it, with the Bunkai, it's, I don't know, I'll tell you, he's bodying everybody with that. He's bodying everybody. Ain't nothing nobody could do. He's bodying everybody. But for the man who didn't use Bunkai, he sure was doing a lot. He was doing a lot more than what you normally see from anybody. Like, he's blocking attacks from people who can use Bunkai. He's evading moves that can somewhat kill him. He's able to overwrite and overpower a technique that's very fatal. And he was like, get this out of here. Get this out of here. And whatnot. So it's like, between the fight between Genryusai and Sosuke Aizen, oh my god, I'm telling you right now, the fight would be, it would be sick. It would be freaking sick, because it's like, you got a dude who's, now, Genryusai is not going to fall for the same trick. He's not going to fall for that same trick of having all his power sealed up. He's going to be a lot more cautious. He's going to be a lot more cautious, because again, you fighting up against a guy who's he's stupid intelligence. So he's going to be like, all right. So I wouldn't say Genryusai, he be more cautious and whatnot, and trying to, like, you know, make sure he don't be caught in this hypnosis and this and that. So the fight is going on for like a really good ass time and stuff. Now, I wouldn't say Genryusai would use Bunkai if he have to. Like, if Aizen is giving him so much grief, which I would assume he would, because it's like, oh god, all the, like, the Hado, like, everything that he have learned and stuff, like, he learned everything that he need to learn. So yeah, you could say that he would give him a lot of grief, you know, a lot of grief, and it would probably cause him to use Bankai, because it's not only can he can't catch him, he can't catch him, he's planning out like other strategies, like, okay, let's say like Genryusai guy goes somewhere, right, and stuff, so he thinks that, okay, he caught him, like he used his flames, he got out the way and whatnot, Hado 98 and whatnot, he catches him with the Hado and whatnot, he puts him inside that little cube thing. Obviously Genryusai just uses flames and breaks out of it, you know, he just busts out of it and whatnot, and then you see him using his shunpo, using like his shunpo and whatnot, he's dashing everywhere, going all crazy and whatnot. Genryusai is doing the same thing and whatnot, and they clashing with the sword, but he's trying to burn him. Now, mind you, in his Bunkai, nobody cannot touch him, because like I said before, that man is almost as hot as the sun, 15 million degrees, you can't touch this man. So it's like, Aizen's going to be thinking like, okay, even though I myself can't take that much of damage, but if he uses that one move, burn out of existence, that could kill him. Like I said, like that probably could kill him. So he's being more cautious. He's using like a lot of strategy, and then so is Genryusai, because he's also a tactician. So it's like you got two tacticians going up against each other, but only one man's going to come out the victor. Now, I personally think I see Aizen. I strongly somewhat see Aizen winning this, because it's like, even though when he was like doing like his experiments, like, you know, like hundreds of years and stuff, killing Shimigami, killing other people, that he basically had like he had like the fallen like Shimigamis, and was like, oh well, you know, y'all like my failed experiments and stuff. The visors, there we go. It was like, you know, y'all like my failed experiments, you know, like get out of here and stuff. So it's like, you know, he was plotting and planning, and under, not even like, I was like, when he was doing all of this, side note, when he was doing all this, where was Genryusai? Like, hold up, he was plotting and planning and doing all this, and it's like, hold up, Nobody didn't even, except for Kisuke Aizen. No, I said Kisuke Aizen. But except for Kisuke Urahara. There we go. My bad. Kisuke was the only one was like, hold on here. Hold on, you doing something shady. Oh, am I? And whatnot. What you got there? Oh, the Hogyoku. Hold on now, that's my project. Oh, yeah? And what? So it's like, come on, man. Like, against somebody like that, oh god, like, I see one or two things happening in this fight. Either one, Sosuke Aizen uses like something. He uses something to seal his power up once again, because he manipulates him using, like, you know, his Suigetsu and whatnot. He puts him under the pretense of, I wouldn't say during like all of the fight, because I would love to say like if he was to use his Bunkai, maybe there's a loophole he can probably use to get out of, but if not, he's gonna be in that false, that freaking illusion type thing. He's thinking that, okay, at the very end, I say this, at the very end when he thinks that he killed them, because he's burned, like, I'll say that's like, yeah, he's probably like doing some merciful amounts of damage, you know, probably like burns his body just a tad bit, and right before he's about to use that doggone move, next thing you know, he's not there, and he's like, wait, what? And whatnot, and let's just say he's killing somebody that's very close to him, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. He's like, wait, how y'all, like, what y'all doing here? And they bleeding out, burning to death and whatnot. Then you see Aizen coming back at him, and he say, you lose, old man. And he stabs a sword in his head, and he kills him. He kills him and whatnot. Like, I see that happening, like, because he's manipulating his perspective, he's manipulating everything. But it's towards the end he does this. It's towards the end that he does this, because I say this, like, Genryusai, he's giving him the hands. Yeah, he's sure. Yeah, he giving him the hands and whatnot. He hurting him. He putting the hurt on him, because he's like, like, this ass whooping that you avoided me. You know, back when we was fighting at the fake Kotakara town. You know, you gonna get these hands and stuff. You gonna get these hands. So, you know, basically, he gonna give him some. He gonna give him the hands, but like I said before, Aizen, he's smart, so he's gonna use his smarts and his wits to try to, like, get out of the fatal damages, you know, the fatal blows that's gonna kill him and whatnot. So he's gonna be like, all right, to a degree, I would like to say Aizen would give him the satisfaction. To a degree, he would give Genryusai the satisfaction of him thinking that, yeah, he taking damage, he getting burnt and whatnot, he doing all types of stuff. And the moment when he's about to die, that's when Sosuke Aizen comes along and is like, you lose, you die, you die. He's gonna manipulate his perspective into everything. He's gonna be saying the same thing. When did you use it? He's gonna be like, yay, I just had to give you the satisfaction of thinking that you was gonna win and whatnot. And it's a very old battle strategy. It's a very old battle strategy and a very old tactic where you give the opponent the victory. You think you give him everything. Man, your soldiers is lost. So let's say you sacrifice like 200 or 300 soldiers, right? And the army who comes with 600, and they like, yeah, we win and whatnot. Unless you're really cruel like that, which Aizen is, he'd be like, okay, yeah, so I'll sacrifice like 300 soldiers, and you come into battle and whatnot. Next thing you know, the army who has 600 would think, okay, you're done, so you only got like 200, 100 and something soldiers. But he's like, but wait, hold on there. So you have your 600, but who's all standing on top? If you look down, if you look up, what do you see staring back at you? You see over 10,000 strong, pointing arrows at you, spears and everything. So what you going to do? I confuse your perspective of everything. Under the hypnosis, you thought that you was winning, but in reality, I just had you fooled. I was playing chess. You're the mouse that got caught in the cheese. So that's why I said before, like, Aizen is one smart bastard. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, it's not gonna go down as what people might say. Oh, it's a curve style. Genryusai, he's gonna use Bunka. That's gonna be it. Now, like I said, Aizen ain't stupid. He gonna know what all he can do, like he did before. And it's funny because he won't be able to trap him like he did before, but he's gonna confuse his perspective and everything about the fight to believe that he is winning. Because like I said before, Genryusai will give him the hands to a degree, but for a while, that's when Aizen's gonna come along at the last couple of parts to make him think that he's winning, but in reality, he ain't win at all. He gonna die, and he doesn't even see it or know the outcome of the fight. So that's how I see it. That's how I see how this fight would actually go. That's how I see that this fight would actually go. But if y'all think I'm wrong and y'all feel that Genryusai, he gonna body him, let me know in the comment section. But if you like what you heard what you like, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.